What is up, Pats Nation? It is your favorite boy, Patriots Global, here back with another video. So by the title, you can probably already tell that today we are going to be talking about 5 free agents that are still on the market that the Patriots can or should sign. Before we start the video though, I just want to talk about a quick disclaimer. So first off, this is in no specific order whatsoever on the possibility of the Patriots could sign or whatsoever. Nothing like that. This isn't a top 5 or anything like that. This isn't a top 3. This is just 5 players that the Patriots could sign. So yeah, I just want to point out that these are in no specific order whatsoever. And second, these are my opinions. These are the players that I think that are still in the market, at least, that the Patriots should think about going after. By no means does this mean that the Patriots are going to sign them. By no means does this mean that the Patriots are looking into them. This is just players that, again, I think the Patriots could look into. So with number 1, I got Kenny Vaccaro, safety. Now, he is a guy that I have seen relating back to the Patriots many times this offseason. Now, he is listed as a safety, but I read that he can actually play safety, linebacker, and cornerback. So he has that versatility that Bill Belichick really loves, and he has it at the positions that the Patriots could always use help at. Now, it's said that he has some coverage issues, but ultimately is a decent player, although he hasn't lived up to his first-round expectations. He was drafted by the New Orleans Saints in the first round of the 2013 draft. He is now 27, so he is aging, but is still a little bit younger. I think it's pretty good for him to have a couple more years before he hits that 30 mark, but also being around long enough to know the league. It was said that with the right coaching and the right situation, Vaccaro could excel, and who better to coach someone than Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots staff. He finished the 2017 season with 60 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 7 passes defended, and 3 interceptions. He is not elite, but definitely has the potential to become so. The Pats shouldn't give this guy a high check, but could bring him in at a reasonable price just to see how he does. The Pats still have some questions at cornerback and could bring him in to see if he could do anything. With safety, we only really have Patrick Chung, Daron Harmon, and Devin McCourty. So just think about it. If one of them goes down, we're basically screwed because we do not have another reliable safety. I mean, who's going to replace him? Nate Ebner? Jordan Richards? Just let that sink in. Now, I know in my last video that I made about the Patriots possibly making a trade, whatever, about Earl Thomas and Shaq Mason. If you haven't watched that, make sure you guys watch that. There will be a link in the description box below. But I said that basically the Patriots should not trade for him, and I still stick by that. They should not put $1 billion on this guy. They should not trade for him, but they could get a free agent and get him for possibly less, and I would definitely be okay with that. The Pats also have had a lot of troubles and issues for years. It wasn't just last year when it comes to giving up pass yardage, so they could definitely upgrade at that. With number 2, I have Navorro Bowman, linebacker. Ultimately, there isn't much linebackers on the market, and in the end, the Pats wouldn't be hurt if they brought in a veteran linebacker. The Pats tried to address the linebacker position as much as they could in this past draft, but they really didn't have much to work with when it came to this draft, as everybody knows that this was not the most talented draft, and the Patriots definitely knew that, which was why they kept trading their picks. And no one has truly stood out when it comes to the linebackers they drafted. And before the comments roll in saying, it's just minicamp, it's just OTAs, I know that. I'm not really going to hate on them. That's why I'm not going to put my thoughts on them, because training camp has not rolled around, preseason has not rolled around. But when it comes to minicamp and OTAs, those linebackers have not really done much Actually, it's the exact opposite. I know that Bentley's actually having some issues, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. In 15 games, Bowman recorded 127 tackles, 6 stuffs, 1.5 sacks, and 1 interception. It was just the 5th time in Bowman's career that he eclipsed 125 tackles in a season. Pro Football Focus ultimately gave him a grade of 84.8, which was the 11th best in the league. Bowman is now 30, so age is without a doubt catching up to him, but according to reports, age has not stopped the tackling machine, and since the New England Patriots could not get Preston Brown on their team, I feel like they should give him a chance. We all know that the league is trying to get younger, and if he was just a little bit younger, he would definitely have been taken off the market already. Bowman is the type of guy that can be a difference maker, and you can definitely never get enough of those difference makers / playmakers. With him having basically no market, the Pats definitely wouldn't lose anything by giving him a chance. Only thing that I would say is something to watch, and is something that could be a concern when it comes to Bowman, is his coverage. He definitely is more of a thumper, which the Pats are not necessarily looking for, since they have Bentley and Roberts, but still he's better in coverage than both Roberts and Bentley. So, I mean, why not give him a try? Now, with number 3, I got Tre Boston, safety. Not only would his last name be great in New England, but this guy is a beast, so why hasn't he got picked up? Again, the league is trying to get younger, and safeties do not have a market this offseason whatsoever, and Boston is actually demanding high money even though he's not getting signed. The Cardinals tried to sign him, I think it was between a 3 to 5 mil deal, but Boston said that he will only accept an offer of 8 mil or more, which many find to be ridiculous. And Boston actually said that the Cardinals' deal that they tried to give him, he said was very, very disrespectful. Honestly, if the Pats did get him, I would say it would be good if they got him for between 3 to 6 mil or less. Anything more, I'd say, is just pointless. Now, Boston is 26, so the Patriots would be getting a bit of a younger guy who has some experience, though. He spent last year with the Chargers after playing for the Panthers from 2014 to 2016. In 2017, Boston played 16 games, starting in 15 though, having 5 interceptions, 8 passes deflected, and 76 tackles. Now, me personally watching him, he reminds me of a Logan Ryan, Deron Harmon type guy. He really loves to jump in front of the ball and get his hands on it. He undoubtedly would be a great addition to the team and is coming off a career season. He's 6'1", so he also brings a little bit of height, so that's not really something we have to worry about too much. I really like Boston, and he would be a guy that would be a dream for me to be on the New England Patriots. But because of his asking price, it makes it more unlikely to happen. Now with number 4, I have Jonathan Hankins, defensive tackle. Hankins is a 6'3", 320-pound defensive tackle who surprisingly has not gotten signed yet. He's 26, so he is a younger guy who was drafted by the Giants in the 2013 draft with the 2nd round and most recently played for the Colts. Hankins earned a 85.0 Pro Football Focus grade in 2017. He actually is one of the better interior run defenders in the league, even grading out above Aaron Donald just a season ago. So just let that sink in. He graded higher than Aaron Donald just a season ago and is still on the market. He can also occasionally cause problems while rushing the passer, so he isn't anything huge when it comes to pass rush, but can definitely help, especially with what the Pats have now. Danny Shelton will be great for run stopping, but we already know his pass rush just has not shown up while he's been in the NFL. Now, Hankins is better suited for a 4-3 defensive system, but has proven himself to be capable of playing in a 3-4 system. In 2017, he played 15 games with 3 passes defended, 2 sacks, and 24 tackles. As we are seeing with many teams with great defensive fronts, it's great to have nice depth at a position like defensive tackle and defensive end, so players are not getting tired out as easily. I feel like he would be a great addition to this New England Patriots defensive front, which undoubtedly needs help, and I don't feel like his asking price would be extremely outrageous. So with number 5, I have DeMarco Murray, running back. Now, before you comment saying I don't know what I'm talking about, just listen to what I have to say. Yes, the Pats are stacked when it comes to running back and are going to have to make some hard decision cuts. But just like defensive front, teams are trying to build a good running back core, and Murray has been in the shadows lately. In 2017, Murray was forced to split carries with sophomore running back Derrick Henry, and Murray's production took a hit as a result of that. Now, for the 3rd time in 4 years, Murray will be looking for somewhere new to play. It was only 2 years ago that DeMarco Murray seemingly returned to dominance, gaining 1,287 yards and scoring 9 touchdowns for the Tennessee Titans. When I look at this guy, he just, for some reason, screams LeGarrette Blount to me, although Murray weighs 227 pounds while Blount weighs 250. Not necessarily a huge difference, but just something I thought I'd point out. Both, though, are 6 foot, and Murray is actually a year younger. In 2017, he played 15 games for 184 attempts for 659 yards, averaging 3.6 a game, 6 touchdowns, 39 receptions for 266 yards, and 1 fumble, which he actually sadly did lose. Let's just remember, though, guys, that the Titans do not have anything special when it comes to offensive line. I mean, really, they only have 1 pro offensive lineman, so there's nothing elite and special about them. So DeMarco Murray would be coming to a place with a way better offensive line and blockers, which, as we all know, without a doubt, helps when it's coming to the run game. So why should the Pats get him? Well, not only does he strike fear for his defenders, but he can help with pass blocking also. The Patriots have a lot of running backs who they aren't sure can block or not. So the good thing that Murray would bring is if Brady sees something he doesn't like and he wants to change it to a run play or he wants to change it to a pass play, Murray could either run the ball or block for Brady. He could also prove to be a great power back if Jeremy Hill cannot produce as we are hoping. I know, guys, I always say this, but the Pats have missed that power back since LeGarrette Blount, and they need to find it. No harm can come from this. If it doesn't work out, just cut him. And I know some people are going to say, well, we could, use that roster spot, and we're going to kick somebody out that's been here for DeMarco Murray. Honestly, that is just one of the, not going to say dumbest because it's understandable, but if you think about it, there are players that could easily get cut. So why would we not cut them for someone who could prove to be good for us? I don't know, guys. These are my thoughts. I told you who I think the Patriots should sign, why I think they should be signed, and I talked about their stats for the previous season. Out of all of the available free agents that are still on the market, who do you guys think that the Patriots should sign and why? I'm very curious about this. But that's it for today's video. Make sure you guys like this, share it with a friend so we can expand the Patriots global family. Subscribe so you know when I'm posting more content. A lot is going to be coming your way now that I'm getting a lot more free time. But other than that, take care, Pats Nation.